Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Harry and David Field in beautiful Medford, Oregon, as we get ready to kick off the Coach K Classic hosted by the Medford Mustangs in honor of Coach Sandy Kinzinger. Fifth year of this tournament, and the Doc Stewarts for a second consecutive year will be in this tourney as they get ready to kick things off against the Fairfield Expos here this afternoon. Joey Keyran with you as we kick off our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As usual, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins coming up here in our pregame show. Talk to him about last night's loss against the Humboldt Eagles and a little bit as well about why it is important for him to be a part of here at the Coach K Classic. He was a guy that Jeremiah Robbins knew Coach Sandy Kinzinger, and he was a guy that meant a lot to Coach K or to Coach Robbins as he was coming up in the world of baseball coaching. And so we hear some of his thoughts on who Coach K was to Coach Robbins and find out a little bit more why it's special for him to be a part of this Coach K Classic down here in Medford. We got a lot coming up for you as we get some afternoon day baseball for you. Docs and the Fairfield Expos squaring off for a second time this season. Docs looking to avenge a 6-2 loss against the Expos back on June 15th. We'll have more about the matchup for you as we continue on towards first pitch. We're going to go ahead and get in our first break. Want to remind you today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, or you can watch on our YouTube channel. 1490 The Score on YouTube is where you can find us, subscribe, and follow the team throughout the summer. It is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll come back after a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg Dr. Stewart's getting ready to take on the Fairfield Expos to begin play in the Coach K Classic in Medford. Get a chance to play here at historic Harry and David Field. Always a great time to come down here to Medford. Going to be a hot one, but we get a chance to catch up with Coach Jeremiah Robbins. Coach, let's first just quickly look back to last night. I know, barn burner, 16-15. See a lot of runs up on the board, but a lot of, it wasn't necessarily the cleanest game for either team out there. Just kind of coming away from that one, every game's going to be a learning moment for you guys. What do you try to take away from that game last night?
Well, we forgot to play the middle part. The start was really good. The end was really good, but the middle part was really bad. So, that's I don't want to keep beating this in the ground, but a lot of first-year players got to understand that the game is 9 innings long and you got to compete all 9, and we quit competing, and then obviously our pitching wasn't very good yesterday. So we got to clean it up on the mound, clean it up defensively, and just put a full game together. We've had glimpses of a couple of those opportunities, and we came out on the good side. But, when you're going to try to go out of the blocks really good and then you fade halfway through, you're not going to win a lot of baseball games. So that'll be our focus going through this, little adverse temperatures as we go through the weekend. So got our work cut out for us.
These tournaments, I know it's always nice to show well and come away feeling good about being, either in the championship game, maybe winning one. But your approach seems to be a little bit here, especially early on, that you guys have the luxury of having to host the state tournament, so you can kind of play with things. But getting into these tournament settings, is the focus a little bit more on trying to win ball games? I know that's always the goal, but is it a little bit more of playing to win rather than playing to continue to build things for this team through the season?
Well, we're always playing to win. Obviously, that's part of the expectations of the program. But, we're going to move guys around. We're going to continue that piece. As long as they keep working hard, they're going to get an opportunity to step on the field. I don't really care too much about the results right now. I just want to compete there. And, that seems to be what we've been struggling with. And we got to change that. We got to change that in a hurry. And that's going to create more playing time for whoever it is that wants to get in there and when an opportunity is presented to get after it a little bit. So that's kind of the culture we're trying to create with all of our programs at Legion, and just get that fight mentality instead of just showing up and existing. So as we go through this weekend, we're going to continue to give those guys the opportunity to go fight. If they back away, then it's going to be a bit before they see the field again.
This tournament here, it's 5th year for the Coach K Classic, and I know that you've told me before that Coach K, Sandy Kenziger,
yes.
Yeah, get that name right there. I wrote it down on notes somewhere, but he was somebody that meant something to you in the past. Tell me a little bit about why Coach K is somebody that has meant something to you in your baseball life.
So as you cross paths with people, obviously respecting your elders, and he was an elder guy in the Legion community. And when I first broke in, he welcomed me in as a young coach and was very gracious throughout all the years. And as I got into college, we always stayed in contact, and I'd send him a shirt every year of the school I was at. And then recruiting his guys, he was always open, honest with that process, and was always there. And you get his players, and they always were very competitive, honest, and they were a mirror image of Coach K. Sandog was one of a kind, and he is definitely dearly missed in not only the American Legion world, but all of the baseball world. So he's a special human being.
All right, Coach. Well, I wanted to get that story in there, let you get a chance to talk about the guy that this tournament is named after. But best of luck to you guys here today.
Thanks, Joey.
That is head coach Jeremiah Robbins joining us on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That is Roseburg Disposal. It is the 5th year of the Coach K Classic, hosted by the Medford Mustangs. Medford in action this morning. The Mustangs taking on Chico in the first game from the tournament. That game being played at North Medford High School. Games will be split between the two fields, Harry and David Field, and then North Medford High School. Both of them natural grass and dirt infields and outfields, so no artificial turf like what you see up at Champion Car Wash Field. Maybe a bit of a blessing in the fact that the natural turf, it absorbs some of the heat, where it seems as if the artificial turf kind of radiates a lot of that heat, and it is going to be hot down here during the weekend. We are expecting temperatures to hit triple digits by Saturday here in Medford. Sun is shining, and the wind is kind of blowing in from left field. It's blowing in, so that's a nice kind of cooling breeze. We're already up to 80 degrees, expecting 88 as a high this afternoon. Tomorrow looking at 92, and then Saturday 102, Sunday 104 now. It was saying 103 this morning, now up to 104 for Sunday. So it is going to be a hot one. Last game of the day on Sunday is going to start at 1 o'clock for the title game between the two first-place teams from the red and blue divisions. So that is going to be a warm one coming up Sunday afternoon. We'll have a look at your starting lineups, and we'll talk more about the tournament as we get ready for first pitch. So we'll take our final 2-minute break of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show and get ready for the start of this one tonight here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
My name's Chris. 2016, I got lymphoma stage 3 cancer and went through radiation for 6 months. I was exhausted all the time. And that's when I found One Peak Medical. My family life got better because I was more attentive and more energy. Because of One Peak Medical, I'm back doing everything I love to do.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Coaches are exchanging lineup cards at home plate as we get ready for today's matchup. Docs coming in with a 6-5 record, coming off of a 16-15 loss against Humboldt last night. As for the Fairfield Expos, 37-9 on the season. They're coming off of a 19-3 win at the Ashland Pilots yesterday. It's time now to take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. And we start with the visiting team, your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, led by head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Your Cooper's Pest Control starting line will have Cade Johnson leading things off at shortstop, followed by the second baseman, Sebastian Watson. Third baseman is Jace Johnson batting third, followed by the first baseman, Daniel Withers, in the cleanup position. At DH is Dominic Titone batting fifth. In the left field, it is Eli Jacobs batting sixth. In right field, Braxton Dill will bat seventh, followed by the eight-hitter, the catcher, Parker Burke. And then rounding out the starting nine will be Carson Dunn, the center fielder. That is a look at your batting lineup for the Dr. Stewarts. They will face off against starting pitcher Dayton Hicks. He'll be on the mound, a lefty for the Expos. He'll be towing the rubber. Behind the plate will be the catcher, Aaron Strong. At first base is Bryce DeShozo. At second base is Jace Parkinson. At third is Aiden Robles. And at shortstop is Drew Carrington. In the outfield from left to right, it is Gavin Arpaia, the left fielder, with Noah Rhoda in center field. And then rounding out the defense is Cody Buckley in right field. Those are your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for the top of the first inning. When you're looking to build the best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. So we get ready to go on a warm one here in the we are not in the Umpqua Basin. We're in the Rogue Valley today. We've been at home so much this season. Dayton Hicks on the mound again, the lefty from Wilsey Wood High School, a graduate here this spring in 2022. Looks like the numbers I was able to compile on him. 3.83 ERA during the spring, a 2-3 record, pitched 49 in the third innings, had 52 strikeouts to 20 walks this last spring at Wilsey Wood High School. He'll take on Cade Johnson, who I do have to apologize to again. I talked so heavily about his hitting streak coming into the game yesterday. I gave him the good old broadcaster's jinx, and his hitting streak came to an end at 8 games yesterday. Had hit safely in all 8 games to start out the season for him. He missed 2 games because of an all-star series up at Linfield College, and so he had only played in 8 of the 10 games previously, previously for the Docs. Had an 8-game hitting streak, and it came to an end yesterday because I talked way too much about it. He'll lead things off. Hits a roller towards second base. Racing down the line, Cade Johnson will not be able to beat it out as Jace Parkinson will make the put out for the first out of things here in the first inning. So 1 away, and we are underway today to begin the Coach K Classic in Medford. Sebastian Watson will bat. Wind does seem to be circling a little bit. It's been blowing in. It's now blowing towards left field, so kind of circling out there. We'll see if that provides an adventure for some of the outfielders today. First pitch high to Sebastian Watson. Warm and dry air down here in Medford, so ball may fly a little bit better as well. Deep Park, though, as a pitch in for a strike, 1-1 count to Sebastian Watson. 325 down the line to left and right field, straight away to center. It is 400, 407 to the alleys in left and right. Inside on the pitch to Watson, 2 balls and a strike to the number 2 hitter with 1 out and nobody on. The 2-1 pitch jammed him. He fouls that one up and out of play over the netting behind home. Harry David Field, home of the Medford Rogues during the summer, the collegiate wood bat team. Gracious enough for them to allow us to be using the stadium here. It's a great place to play, so happy we get a chance to make a trip here. 2-2 pitch is high from Hicks. He'll have a full count against Sebastian Watson. Watson coming into today's contest, batting .375. He's got 6 walks on the year. Watson stands back in, trying to be the first base runner for the Docs. He swings and misses for strike 3. Got him on the full count pitch. 2 down. It'll be Jace Johnson that'll get a chance to bat. 2 down and nobody on base for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Jace trying to get his season going. They've had him in this 3 spot a lot this year, but he has not really found his batting groove yet as he takes a strike. Going to be a senior next year at South Umpqua High School. Jace batting .143 on the season, but an on-base percentage of .455. Going to try to find a way on here. The 0-1 pitch is high. 1-1 count. Wearing the blue tops, the white trousers for the Expos, the lefty Hicks misses outside with his third pitch of the at-bat, a 2-1 count. A lot of sleeves worn by the California group from Fairfield. Doc's wearing the black tops still this season. The 2-1, Jace opposite field. That one tailing foul will get out of play. Running into the fence out there in right field is Cody Buckley. Not a lot of foul territory down the lines, especially deep in the corners. You only get about 5 feet at most. I don't even know if that's 5 feet. That's probably more like 3 feet deep in the corners. Back behind home, though, a lot of foul territory back behind. So pass balls easily allow runners to try and move. 2-2 pitch coming up for Johnson. Takes strike 3 on the inside corner, goes down looking, and the Doc Stewarts go down in the top of the first inning. They go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through a half inning of play. We'll take a look at the batting lineup for the Expos and your Docs defense when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's in a 0-0 ball game against Fairfield with the Expos coming up to hit. Taking a look at their Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. Noah Rhoda, the center fielder, will lead things off, followed by Jace Parkinson, the second baseman. Cy Dempsey, the DH, will bat third, followed by Aaron Strong, the catcher. Then Aiden Robles, the third baseman, batting fifth. As the first pitch comes in, a ground ball fouled on the first base side. Aiden Robles, the third baseman, batting fifth. Gavin Arpaia, the left fielder, batting sixth. Cody Buckley in the seventh spot, playing in right field. First baseman Bryce DeShozo bats eighth, and Drew Carrington, the shortstop, will bat ninth. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Fairfield Expos, who are the home team here today. At the plate, Noah Rhoda. Grounds one foul down the third base side. So 2 strikes against Rhoda. The leadoff man is Evan Corbin is on the mound for the Docs. Gets strike 3, hits the outside corner with the breaking ball. I don't believe Rhoda thought that was strike 3, but he will take the trip back to the dugout as he goes down as the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. Jace Parkinson will bat with 1 out, nobody on. Scoreless ball game. 7-inning contest as the ball hit towards second base. Takes a 1-hop to Sebastian Watson, who will send it over to Daniel Withers at first for the second out as Jace Parkinson goes down on the first pitch. That ball looked initially like it was hard hit right to Sebastian Watson at second base. He came charging in, then had to slow up as he knew he wasn't going to get there in time to catch it in the air and had to play it on a short hop, and he does so smoothly. First pitch, a breaking ball, drops in on the inside corner for a strike to Cy Dempsey. The DH bats in the third position. The 0-1 from Corbin, lifted towards left field. Fair ball, long run for Eli Jacobs. Rounding for second will go Dempsey, and he is in standing up. 2-out double, first hit of the ball game for either side. Dempsey will find himself in scoring position with 2 away. Evan Corbin on the mound for the Doc Stewarts, the right-hander.
The catcher, Aaron Strong.
Comes into today's matchup, 11 innings total, 2 starts under his belt. He's 2-0 on the year, a 0.64 ERA. He's got 9 strikeouts, make it 10 now, 5 walks allowed in his 11 innings of work. So making his 3rd start of the season. Man in scoring position with 2 down. He drops in another breaking ball for a strike to Aaron Strong, the catcher. Behind the plate, catching is Parker Burke today for the Doc Stewarts. Out at first, Daniel Withers, Sebastian Watson at second, Jace Johnson at third, and Cade Johnson at short. As the ball popped up high in the air out towards center field, drifting back is Carson Dunn, the center fielder. He's backed up by the left fielder Eli Jacobs, and your right fielder is Braxton Dill. That's your defensive alignment for the Roseburg Docs as they will keep the Expos off the board in the bottom of the first. For Fairfield, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 1 inning in this 7-inning ball game. It's a scoreless contest going to the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the project in the backyard go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the second inning. Again, your starting lineups in tonight's ball game were brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking for the best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Leading things off for the Doc Stewarts in the second inning of this scoreless ball game, Daniel Withers, followed by Dominic Tatone and Eli Jacobs. Your three hitters coming up against Dayton Hicks, the lefty for Fairfield, who retired the Docs in order in the top of the first.
Leading off the top of the second inning for Doc
So Daniel Withers digs in. Withers, again, I've said it a lot, he's been the call-up from the Pepsi Bottle Caps. Came up pretty quickly this season, and he has been doing well, batting .400 on the year. Takes outside for ball one. Doc Stewart's last time against Fairfield managed just 5 hits in that matchup. I did not see Dayton Hicks in that game a couple of days ago. High and away. 2-0 count to Withers. Let's see, it would be 8 days ago that they took on the Fairfield Expos, June 15th. A 2-0 for Withers. Hard hit ball, gets into center field. He continues to hit well, and that's why he's in the cleanup spot. He sends a low line drive right back up the middle into center field, and Daniel Withers will have your first base hit of the ballgame for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Every first hit is brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure that you don't swing and miss with your next home project. Head to MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. So Withers is your first hit of the game for the Docs today. Honor's been shared by a few players throughout the season. Dominic Tatone squaring to bunt, takes outside for ball one as he stands in for the first time today. Dom had a couple of at-bats yesterday. Split time in the leadoff spot with Austin Takahashi. Squares to bunt again. This time he takes outside again, a 2-0 count. That pitch didn't look off the edge of the plate by much. Dom batting .211 on the season. Has 1 extra base hit, has 5 RBI. He's not laid down a sac bunt yet. He's asked to do so again on the 2-0 pitch. He does take on the outside corner for strike one. Two balls and 1 strike. Dayton Hicks, the lefty on the mound, delivers to the plate. Dom swinging away this time. Will foul it off, a 2-2 count. Out at first base, Daniel Withers. Big kid for just being a sophomore this last year at Umpqua Valley Christian School. Big kid out there. That's going to be one to watch going forward as he continues to fill out that frame and perfect his craft. 2-2 pitch here for Hicks. He does deliver in. Dom swings through it for strike 3. 1 away. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for
now
Dayton Hicks.
Left fielder Eli Jacobs.
So far, Hicks, 3 of the 4 outs have been via the strikeout so far. He'll face Eli Jacobs, who had the big day at the plate yesterday. He swings at the first pitch, hits a slow dribbler, first base side. They go to first for 1, they go to second for 1, back to first for the double play try. They don't get it. So Withers is out at second. Eli Jacobs on with a fielder's choice.
Now batting right fielder Braxton Dill.
Hit a slow roller towards first base. I thought maybe there was a chance that ball might have died on the infield grass and maybe given Withers a chance to get to second base in time. But DeShozo, the first baseman, does a great job of fielding his position, made a quick, strong throw to second base, easily getting Withers. The throw back to first by Drew Carrington, just not quite in time as the pitcher, Dayton Hicks, was covering first. 2 down, it'll be Braxton Dill to bat. Pick off to first. Eli Jacobs was running. The throw to second base is there in time to get him. So Eli Jacobs picked off as the lefty catches him trying to get a big jump. And that'll go down as 1-3-6 on the final out for the Docs. They get a hit here in the second, but can't do anything more than that. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless between the Docs and the Expos on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Evan Corbin starts things out on the mound against Aiden Robles with a pitch low and inside, ball one as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless between the Expos and the Dr. Stewarts. Robles fouls one off of the hands back to the backstop for strike one in the first inning. A double for Cy Dempsey, the only hit, only runner on base for the Fairfield Expos. Another foul ball, strike two for Aiden Robles. So both teams with a hit so far in this ball game, but neither with a runner past second base. The Doc Stewarts only got a runner to first. Swinging a ground ball foul, third base side for Robles, the 5-hitter. Starting at third base, Aiden Robles from Vanden High School, class of 2023. My notes say he hit .308 during the spring season with 14 RBIs. He fouls off another one. This Expos roster featuring 7 members of the class of 2022, 10 from the class of 2023. Off-speed pitch comes inside, and they let him go on the 1-2. That always stings for the pitcher, not necessarily for the hitter, for the pitcher, to have a guy with 2 strikes and then to put him on with a hit by pitch. You were ahead in the at-bat and just couldn't hang on to it. Evan Corbin puts the runner on. One on with nobody out, and Gavin Arpaia. Arpaia will hit with one on and nobody out. Arpaia is from Rodriguez High School, graduating this year. Check swing on the first pitch, fouled away. Hitting .318 during the spring season there at Rodriguez High School for Arpaia, 5'10". Pops one up, foul territory. Daniel Withers appears to have a good beat on this one. He does in foul territory, makes the catch to retire Arpaia.
Right fielder, Cody Buckley.
One down, and Cody Buckley will get a chance to hit here. Buckley, the 7-hitter in the lineup for the Expos, led by head coach Ray Canavesio. Buckley, for the right fielder, bats from the right side of the plate against the right-hander Evan Corbin. Corbin missing in the dirt for ball one. Real dirt out there, so unlike when playing at home on Champion Car Wash Field, when Parker Burke slides to dig that out, there's a dust cloud kicked up as a ball fouled up in the air, gets out of play. Cody Buckley from Vanden High School, a junior during the spring. Will be a senior next year. 6'1", 190. Hit .416 during the spring season, 19 RBI. He'll put this one in the air out towards center field. Adjusting, Carson Dunn there to make the catch for the second out.
Now
2 away,
Bryce
DeShozo. DeShozo, the first baseman, digs in with a man at first. Aiden Robles got on base with the hit by pitch to start off the ball game, and since then he has been, it's not off the ball game, start off this inning, and he's been stuck there at first ever since. Left-handed hitter for DeShozo. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. DeShozo from Wilsey Wood High School, graduating this year. Only note I have on him is as a pitcher. He takes outside, a 1-1 count from Evan Corbin. Corbin trying to get through this second inning, keep it a tie ball game at 0-0. in the first inning with 2 outs. He gave up a double down the left field side. DeShozo, line drive right back up the middle, nearly took off Evan Corbin's head. That'll be a single back up the box for DeShozo. He gets on at first. Up to second goes Robles. First time with 2 runners on base for the Expos. And it's another 2-out hit for Fairfield. The 9-hitter will step to the plate. That's Drew Carrington. Carrington, the shortstop, will bat with runners at first and second and 2 away. First pitch to Carrington, fouled off by right on the hands there by the handle of the bat. Sent that one back into the netting. Drew Carrington from Vacaville, class of 2023. Carrington was 2 for 3 against the Docs the last time the two teams met. The 0-1 pitch. He lines into left field. That's probably going to drive in a run. Eli Jacobs' long run to get to it. 1 run scores. Throw comes into the third baseman. Throw over to second. Not going to be in time. And so Drew Carrington will drive in the first run of the ball game. That ball just traveling into shallow left field, but down the line, so a long run for Eli Jacobs out there. 1-0 lead for the Expos here in the bottom of the second. They've got runners at second and third. So a base hit for Drew Carrington drives in a run. Bryce DeShozo goes first to third as a ball chopped first base side. Daniel Withers doesn't make the play. 1 run will score on the error. DeShozo scores. Aiden Robles had scored to start out this inning and made it a 1-0 lead. It's now 2-0. That was just a ball that trickled down the first base line off the bat of Noah Rhoda. And all Withers had to do was grab it and touch first, and it looked like he was going to have no problem doing it. But as he motioned to go step on the bag, he didn't have the ball with him anymore. So it'll be the first error for the Docs here. And runners are on the corners now. 2 runs in with 2 outs. Both those runs scoring with 2 outs. Evan Corbin will face Jace Parkinson for a second time. Popped up behind home. That ball's lost. It's going into the stands. Back behind home, Parker Burke trying to locate it to see if it was going to be playable, and he had no clue where that ball was. Neither did the hitter. Everybody was staring into the sky trying to find it. Ended up about 8 rows deep into the grandstands behind home. The 0-1 pitch, line left side. Foul ball off the fence down that left field line. 0-2 count for Jace Parkinson, who grounded out to second in the first inning. So the Docs will have to try and get some offense going when they come up in the third inning. Giving up the lead here in the bottom of the second. The 0-2 pitch from Corbin, lifted towards center field, charging in. No problem for Carson Dunn with his speed. He gets there in time. And so the Doc Stewarts will get out of it. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base for the Expos. They take the lead in the bottom of the second as we head to the top of the third on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Leading off the top of the third.
Dayton Hicks now with a 2-run lead to work with as we begin the top of the third inning. Docs Baseball is brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Docs have only sent 6 hitters to the plate, despite having a hit in the second inning. Eli Jacobs was picked off trying to steal second. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters to lead things off for the Docs here in the top of the third. Docs, the visiting team in this matchup. Braxton Dill starting things off, a 1-0 count from Dayton Hicks. The lefty will come set and delivers home. High and away. So Braxton Dill at the plate, trying to get something going for the Docs here. Now down by a couple of runs. The 2-0 pitch for Hicks is high and away. Braxton Dill hitting .286 on the year. Has a double and 3 singles, 3 RBI. He has 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. 3-0 pitch does catch the inside corner from the lefty to the righty. Dill, Burke, and Dunn, your 3 hitters due up. On deck is Parker Burke, your on-deck hitter, is brought to you by Budget Lumber. Pitch high and away, ball 4. First walk issued by Dayton Hicks. Budget Lumber, they've got everything you need for building a house, building a garden bed, or maybe even building a deck. They are your on-deck hitter. Budget Lumber, always striving to be number 1. Parker Burke will leave the on-deck circle and head to the plate. Batting with 1 on and nobody out. He takes a pitch way inside. Burke twisting and getting small. Got out of the way of that pitch, just barely. Hicks set. Big lead at first for Dill. Delivery goes to the plate for strike 1. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We say hello to any of our California counterparts that maybe watched the game on June 15th when the Docs hosted the Expos. This is a pickoff throw to first. Got him. And that'll be the second pickoff of the game for Dayton Hicks. 1 away. So the base is empty now after the leadoff walk to Dill. Parker Burke at the plate with a 1-1 count. Burke fouls that one back behind home. We know we've got some regular viewers in California that tune in to watch the Docs, but imagine that we've got probably a few tuning in to watch the Fairfield Expos today. So hello to everybody, and we appreciate you tuning in and joining us. Streaming of the Docs baseball season is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. As a swing and a miss for strike 3 to Parker Burke. 4th strikeout in the game for Dayton Hicks. 2 away. That'll bring up Carson Dunn, the center fielder. Breeze continues to blow in from left field here in Medford today. First pitch, Dunn takes high for ball 1. Now looking at 82 degrees. So we make our way through the afternoon. The 1-0 pitch, squaring to bunt again. First base side, picked up by Hicks. Throws to first just in time to get Carson Dunn. And the Doc Stewart's unable to really get anything going. Again, get a runner on, but he's picked off. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Still a tie 1, 2-0. The Expos coming up to bat on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, We still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Bottom of the third, a 2-0 lead for the Fairfield Expos. As we start out play here in the Coach K Classic in Medford. Today's game has been sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Leading things off for Fairfield is Cy Dempsey, the DH. Takes the first pitch from Evan Corbin for ball one. Corbin so far giving up 3 hits. No walks, 1 strikeout. Misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Has the 1 strikeout back to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Struck out Noah Rhoda. Pitch outside, Evan Corbin falling behind. 3 balls, no strikes to Dempsey, who had the double in the first inning. Corbin out of his windup. Misses high for ball 4. So a walk to lead things off in the third inning. For the Expos, they've got the leadoff man on base now in the second and third innings. Back in the second, it was a hit by pitch. Here in the third, a walk issued, first of the game for Corbin. Aaron Strong will bat. He flew out to center field, the cleanup hitter. First pitch swinging foul, third base side. Jace Johnson chasing that one across the chalk line. Doc's looking for a ball they can try and turn 2 on. Strong digs back in. The 0-1 pitch coming up. The righty Corbin delivers that ball to center field. Will get in for a hit. There are 2 runners on. 4th hit of the ball game for Fairfield. Up to second base goes Cy Dempsey. Aiden Robles hit by a pitch his last time up. Scored the first run of the ball game. He will hit with 2 on and nobody out. Get a courtesy runner for the catcher at first base. Grab my binoculars to tell you who. Docs will play in at first base, expecting a possible bunt here with runners at first and second and nobody out. Robles does square to bunt. He pops it up. Diving attempt caught by Evan Corbin. Goes to first. Got it there in time. Doubled off at first base is Aaron Strong. And Strong will go back to the dugout. So Robles on a sac bunt attempt pops up to the pitcher. Evan Corbin showing some athleticism. Got the out there, then doubled off Aaron Strong at first. He had a lot of time to get it there too, but got it there just at the last nick of time. They will call a balk here. So let me catch up here. The pitcher, I think, was looking to try and make a throw to second and lost the handle on it. I was looking down, updating my scorebook when it all went down. But a balk called against Evan Corbin moves the runner up to third. Oh, 0-1 count after a foul ball here to Gavin Arpaia. 2 outs. The 0-1. Ground ball right side. Sebastian Watson to his left in front of it. Makes the put out at first. Docs will get out of things in the third without giving up a run. A little bit of an odd inning there with some weird plays. A double off on a bunt pop-up and then a balk on a pickoff move by Evan Corbin. But the Docs keep the Expos off the board. They trail 2-0 as we go to the top of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churs. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
So I checked in between the innings there with my counterparts up here in the booth, and I guess while I was adjusting my scorebook because I was trying to get the scoring of the out by Evan Corbin throwing to first to double off the runner there. Wanted to get it correct. It was the second baseman, Sebastian Watson, that was there to receive it, so it was a 1-4 putout. But while I was correcting that, Corbin attempted to make a pickoff move to second base. He kind of faked the throw, and the ball slipped out of his hands, and so since he didn't make the throw to second and the ball slipped out, that was a balk, and that's what happened there in that bottom of the third. Docs, though, keep the Expos off the board. They trail 2-0 at the plate. Cade Johnson leading things off. He takes high and outside for ball 2 from Dayton Hicks. Docs have gotten runners on, but they haven't been able to take advantage. Just one hit so far, but a walk and the one hit. They've gotten a couple runners on, but they've had 2 runners picked off. Low and inside to Cade Johnson, and Cade has a 3-0 count to start off things in the 4th. Docs trailing just by 2. Trying to get some offense going here today. 3-0 pitch in for strike 1. Yesterday, Docs 15 runs in that game against Humboldt. It was a 9-inning ball game, but 32 combined hits, but 13 errors in that game. 3-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to Cade Johnson. Second straight inning that Dayton Hicks has put the leadoff runner on base with the walk. And it looks like there is some action getting up the throw for Fairfield. A few players heading down to the bullpen. 1 on, nobody out. Sebastian Watson, top of the order here for the Docs. Leadoff man Johnson at first. Now Watson, he's in and he gets beaned. The pitch comes inside, and Sebastian Watson, who struck out in the first inning here in the 4th, gets on with the hit by pitch. Cade Johnson moves to second. And now the catcher and third baseman head to the mound to have a brief word with Dayton Hicks. So they do get somebody up and throwing in the bullpen. That for Fairfield is Trevor Morse that is throwing out there. 2 runners on with nobody out, and the heart of the order, Jace Johnson, coming up to bat, the 3-hitter in the lineup. Dayton Hicks got Johnson looking last time. First pitch, he squares to bunt. That came inside, gets away from the catcher strong. Johnson up to third, Watson to second. A 1-0 count at the plate for Jace Johnson. Wild pitch, moving everybody up 90 feet. Today's game sponsored by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? One 1-0 pitch here for Hicks. Hits the outside corner with an off speed. 1-1. Sun shines down here at Harry and David Field. And the 1-1 pitch. Johnson fouls it back up over the netting for strike 2. Jace Johnson this season, 4 RBI for the Docs, looking to try and pick up one here. Game tying run out at second base right now with nobody out in the top of the 4th. Hicks delivers the 1-2. Johnson takes high. Evens it up. So the Docks, the first game of the day here at Harry and David Field as a part of the Coach K Classic. Coming up next at 4 is Klamath Falls and Humboldt. 2-2 pitch from Hicks. Jace foul tips it into the glove for strike 3. And for Dayton Hicks, a big one there. He gets his 5th strikeout of the ball game.
Now batting first base.
One away, Daniel Withers will bat. He has the only hit in the game so far for the Dock Stewarts. He had the first hit of the game for the Docks back in the second. Every first hit brought to you by MSK True Value as he swings at a breaking ball for strike 1. Again, don't swing and miss with your next home project. Head down to MSK True Value in Myrtle Creek in Tri-City. 0-1 count here for Withers. Base hit would drive in at least 1. Takes high and away, a 1-1 count. Heck, even a sac fly could possibly do the trick for the Docks here. Withers, the cleanup hitter, trying to come up with an RBI. Get the Docks on the board. The 1-1 pitch fouled first base side and over the fence. Strike 2. Withers with 7 RBI. Leads the team in that category. He's had an RBI for every game he's played with the Dock Stewarts. It's got a 1-2 count here against Dayton Hicks, who misses high and away. The lefty working through things here in the 4th. He's wearing long sleeve black sleeves underneath his jersey. And boy, I gotta imagine he's getting a little toasty out there. 2-2 pitch from him. Hard hit ball, gets by it short, 1 run will score. Coming around, Sebastian Watson trying to tie the game up. The throw in, goes to the plate, and it's not in time. We got a tie ball game. Daniel Withers has just the 2nd hit of the game. He's got both of them, and this time he drives in 2 runs with a ball hard hit through the gap at short. A 2-run single to tie this ball game up. Daniel Withers comes through for the Dock Stewarts with 1 out in the 4th. So we've got a tie ball game, 2-2. Withers on at first with 1 out. Dominic Titone will bat, trying to keep the good vibes going here for the Docks in the top of the 4th inning. The lefty Titone versus the lefty Dayton Hicks. Fires in and buzzes the tower. A 1-0 count. Today's game also sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. 2-0 count to Dom. So Daniel Withers continues to just be on a tear. 2 hits today. He's driven in 2 runs, ties up the ball game for the Docks. Again, Trevor Morse throwing in the bullpen for the Expos. Over the outside edge, that one missing. That not off the mark by much there for Hicks. Might have been a little low. 3-0 count. That does catch the zone right around the belt buckle for a strike. Dominic Titone hanging in there. Eli Jacobs waits on deck. Three balls, 1 strike to Dom. Takes inside for ball 4. That'll be the 2nd walk for Dayton Hicks here in the 4th inning. Comes with 1 out. And it puts runners at first and second. 3 walks total for Hicks in the ballgame, and that prompts a visit out to the mound for this Fairfield coaching staff. Headed out is Coach Brad Hansen, manager for this Expos club. We've seen them a few times. We actually went down and the Docks played in the Fairfield Expos tournament a number of years ago when with Coach Scott Shaver. I remember that fondly. Road tripped with Scott. Had a great time. Getting to know him a little bit more as a person and getting a chance to go on the road with the Docks was a lot of fun. Coach Brad Hansen creating this Fairfield Expos club back in 1983. And he's still out there doing it today. He is out there to make a pitching change. We get our first call to the pin for today's ball game. All pitching changes are brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you've been thinking of switching up your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris. He's got over 10 years of insurance experience. Chris can make sure that you're getting the coverage you need at a price that fits your budget. Auto, home, life, and more. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsurers.com for a free quote today. We take a 60-second break, come back here in the top of the fourth. Docs tie it up, and they go to the bullpen for the Expos on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Trevor Morse from Vanden High School, class of 2023, takes over on the mound, a right-hander. Morse, 5'11", 145 pounds during the spring, a 1.44 ERA at Vanden. 34 innings worked, had 5 wins, 31 strikeouts in the season. He will take over for Dayton Hicks, who goes 3 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits. Right now credited with 2 runs, but there are 2 runners on base. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts for Hicks in his final line there. He will hand it off to Morse, who will take on Eli Jacobs to start out his appearance. Jacobs bats with 1 out and 2 runners on. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. So the Docs with 2 hits in the ballgame, both by Daniel Withers. But they take advantage of a few walks by Dayton Hicks, and they're able to tie this one up here in the top of the fourth. Eli Jacobs trying to give the Docs a lead with a man in scoring position. Squares to bunt, and he'll take a breaking ball for strike 2. Docs did see Trevor Morse the first time these two teams met back on June 15th. Morse threw 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts against the Docs back on June 15th. Check swing, he went around, and Eli Jacobs will go down with the strikeout. Second out here in the fourth for the Docs, and Trevor Morse comes out of the bullpen and picks up a big out for the Expos. 2 away, Braxton Dill will bat. Dill drew a walk in the 3rd inning, got picked off at first by the lefty Dayton Hicks, who had a pretty good move to first base, got a couple of pickoffs in his time. First pitch to Dill is outside for ball 1. Trevor Morse in that game against the Docs faced 13 batters in his 3 innings. Gave up the only 2 runs of the game that the Docs scored against the Expos back on June 15th. June 15th, that was, I think, just like it was the 4th game of the season for the Docs back then. It was the 38th game for Fairfield. 1-0 pitch by Morse. Swung on and missed by Dill, a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Docs have rallied back to tie this one up. A 1-1 pitch from Morse, fouled away by Dill. Strike 2. Try and keep tabs on the rest of the tournament, find out maybe how that Medford game against Chico's going on over at North Medford High School this morning. They started at noon, so they're getting close to that one wrapping up, I'm sure. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and Trevor Morris comes in and stops the bleeding for Fairfield. Gets a pair of strikeouts to get the Expos out of things in the top of the 4th. There were 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base for the Docs. We go to the bottom of the 4th. New ball game, all tied at 2 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Cody Buckley, our leadoff batter for the Fairfield Expos, the right fielder, leading things off for the Doc Stewarts, takes ball 1, and will now have a 2-0 count to start off the bottom of the 4th inning. Still Evan Corbin out there throwing on the mound for the Docs, quickly into his windup. The 2-0 pitch fouled away. Buckley 0 for 1 today with a fly ball out to center field. Docs tied up in the top of the 4th inning, trying to keep it that way. Evan Corbin's 2-1 pitch hits the outside corner, framed nicely by Burke behind the plate, and it's a 2-2 count. Today's game, sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Ground ball left side, backhanded, knocked down by Cade Johnson, but on the run, he's not able to field it cleanly. And so on base safely will go Cody Buckley. That'll bring up Bryce DeShozo. BG, you said hit or error? E6. Tough judger over there. E6 for Cade Johnson on that last one, according to the official of all official scorekeepers, BG Gould. So leadoff error gets Buckley on at first with nobody out. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Bryce DeShozo, the lefty. Second error of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. The 0-2 pitch from Corbin, grounded towards first, foul. Withers in foul territory, fielding that one. So the go-ahead run on base for the Expos with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th here in the Coach K Classic. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and DeShozo goes down swinging. And that is strikeout number 2 on the day for Evan Corbin. 1 away. Strikeouts are brought to you by One Peak Medical. Don't let the perfect pitch get by you. If you're tired of waiting months to see a doctor, visit onepeakmedical.com to book your appointment today. First pitch swinging for Drew Carrington. High in the air out towards left field, but hooking into the bullpen for strike 1. Into the wind blowing in. That ball hit out towards left field. The 0-1 pitch. Again, got around on that one. Well hit out towards left field on the run. Eli Jacobs makes the catch. Having to go back to first will go Cody Buckley, as Jacobs does a nice job of tracking that ball down in the corner for the second out. Had to go a long way to get there, but able to make the catch, getting up to the chalk line, which also means you're getting up to the fence line here at Harry and David Field. So you got to kind of be paying attention out there. And Jacobs plays it perfectly. 2 away. And they are taking a bat out of play. So, have not seen that happen in a game recently or ever. They will force the hitter, this is Noah Rhoda, to switch to a new bat. They claim that his previous bat was illegal or ineligible. Didn't meet the qualifications they wanted to see. First pitch from Evan Corbin is low for ball one. Two outs. A 1-0 count to Noah Rhoda. Man on first base is Cody Buckley, reaching on an error. In the dirt, Burke keeps it in front of him, a 2-0 count. Doc Stewart's and the Fairfield Expos are tied at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the 4th inning in our first game. There is a 2-hour time limit to the game. No new innings after 2 hours. Strike on the inside corner on the 2-0 pitch by Corbin. These are 7-inning contests, but with the tournament format, they got to make sure that things don't get too far behind. So you've got the 2-hour time limit. 2-1 pitch from Corbin. Misses low and inside. Burke gets to it. Throw to first or second base. Will not get there in time. So it'll be a 3-1 count for Noah Rhoda. Pass ball allows Cody Buckley to move to second. Man in scoring position with 2 down. Evan Corbin, a 3-1 pitch coming up. Rhoda waits at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Last time reached on an error. Ground ball up the middle. Cade Johnson scoops it up and fires over to Withers to finish off the bottom of the 4th. Reached down and he, I think, got the baseball as well as maybe a handful of dirt in his glove. But Cade Johnson made sure that one wasn't getting away. Makes the final out. No runs on no hits. There was one Doc Stewart error and 1 runner left on base for the Expos. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Docs and the Expos tied at 2 on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the 5th inning, Doc Stewart's and the Fairfield Expos tied 2-2 as this game is sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by Dr. Alanson Randall. The dentist is accepting new patients, so if you're in need of new dentist services, give them a call at 541-378-6694. First pitch of the 5th inning to Parker Burke is in the dirt for ball 1 as the new man on the mound, Trevor Morse, a right-hander, will try to keep this a tie ball game. He misses low and outside. 2-0 count to Parker Burke. Morse took over in the 4th inning, got back-to-back strikeouts after Dayton Hicks had given up the lead, given up 2 innings. The Docs tying it up there in the top of the 4th before he exited the game. But Morse came in and righted the ship and got the final 2 outs to keep it a tie ball game 2-2. Right now, though, he's fallen behind 3-0 against Parker Burke. Gets the 3-0 pitch in for a strike. Video streaming of today's game online at 541radio.com is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate them and everybody tuning in on our video stream today. 3-1 pitch. Burke pops it up. Foul territory, could be playable. Fighting the sun. The first baseman lost it. Could not see that one in foul territory. DeShozo trying to track it, was on the warning track, closing in on the fence. He had space, and the ball stayed in playable territory. Didn't go over the fence, but he lost it in this midday sun. Very light blue skies, sun overhead, and he just could not get a beat on that one in foul territory. So Parker Burke with second life here, a full count pitch. Fouls that one away. That was going to be a borderline pitch. Looked like it was maybe carrying outside, but Burke not going to risk it. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Back in with the 3-2 pitch. Takes ball 4, and that'll be a leadoff walk for Parker Burke. His first time on base. Trevor Morse, his first walk. Bring in the courtesy runner for the catcher. That is Justin Jenks that'll get a chance to run. 1 on, nobody out. That's the go-ahead run on base for the Docs here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Carson Dunn. The center fielder tried to bunt his way on in the 3rd, but bunted back to the mound. He'll square to bunt here. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Doc Stewart's scoring twice in the 4th inning. Fairfield scoring twice in the 2nd. There's a step off, motion to first, but no throw by Morse. 1-0 pitch for Carson Dunn. Does square to bunt. Takes outside. Third baseman charging in. Aiden Robles playing in on the grass. Justin Jenks with a sizable lead at first. 2-0 pitch. Bunt pushed down the first base side by Dunn. Foul. Strike 1. Coming up tomorrow, the Docs have the early game. So brew some coffee, wake up early, and put on the score or pull up the YouTube app on your smart TV or whatever and tune in and catch Doc Stewart's baseball to start your morning tomorrow. 2-1 pitch, pushed it, first base side, picked up by the pitcher, flips underhand to first. So Morse to DeShozo on the sac bunt by Dunn. That moves Justin Jenks into scoring position at second. 1 down.
Now batting, shortstop Cade Johnson.
Out at second base, Parker Burke, top of the order coming up for the Docs. Cade Johnson will try to see if he can put the Docs in front as they are tied 2-2 against the Expos. First pitch inside. Tomorrow the Docs will be taking on, well, they've played every team in the tournament that they're playing this weekend. They've already played until Sunday. Not sure who they'll play then, but their pool is filled with all the teams they've already played this year. There's a 1-0 pitch here for Morse. Looks back to second. Coming up tomorrow, they play the Humboldt Eagles. They just took on Humboldt last night and lost that one 16-15. Docs had the game-tying run at third with 2 outs and the game-winning run at second, but could not cap the comeback. The 1-0 pitch, Johnson takes in the dirt, a 2-0 count. It was quite the 9th inning for the Docs. Bottom of the 9th, they went in trailing by 4, scored 4 runs, had the game-tying run at third, and just could not finish it off. 4 runs on 2 hits and 1 error in that final frame. Another throw back, or look back to second. Now the throw by Morse, and it's not going to be in time. As back to the bag goes Justin Jenks. Docs are all up out of the dugout in the little landing area in front of the in-ground dugouts here at Harry and David. So they're up on the railing rooting on their teammates. It's a strike in on the 2-0 pitch. The They've got kind of like just a little landing area with a fence in front of that, and then the railing behind them, and then the in-ground dugout where all the shade is. Nobody's hanging out in the shade. So 2-1 pitch. Just misses inside, a 3-1 count. The message, I'm sure, from the coaches going into the weekend, hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I'm trying to remember the same. Tomorrow we're going to be out in the elements there at North Medford High School, so we'll soak up some sun in the early morning. 3-1 pitch to Cade Johnson. It's low for ball 4, and yet another walk issued by the Expos. First and second.
Now batting second baseman Sebastian
for the
Watson.
Docs. Sebastian Watson will bat, and out of the dugout here comes Brad Hansen to have a conversation on the mound with the Expos. So that is 2 walks here in the 5th inning for Trevor Morse. His first 2 walks issued. 5 walks total have been given up by the Expos. 3 by Dayton Hicks, the starter, and now 2 by Trevor Morse. And they are going to go to the pen again. It's another pitching change made by the Fairfield Expos in a tie ball game, 2-2 here in the 5th. We'll get you details on the new man on the mound after this 60-second timeout. It's a call to the pen brought to you by brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Get in touch with Chris at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Back here in the top of the 5th inning, Docs with runners at first and second as the Fairfield Expos will go to the bullpen once again. Again, the pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Taking over on the bump will be Peyton Olds from Dixon High School. Last name is Olds, but he's a youngster, class of 2025, and the right-hander will take over for Trevor Morse. Olds yesterday for Fairfield had a couple of doubles in the game as a hitter, but didn't pitch yesterday. The Expos using 3 pitchers in the game against Ashland. None of them have been used today. So Peyton Olds takes over. He will face Sebastian Watson with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Runners at first and second for the Docs, trying to grab the lead for the first time today. Watson, first pitch swinging, airs one out to right field. Underneath it is Cody Buckley. Buckley will throw in, and he will hold the runners as he makes the second out. 2 down on the pop fly to right field for Sebastian Watson, and Jace Johnson will try to get a 2-out rally going for the Docs here in the 5th. Trevor Morse ends up going an inning and a third in relief. Sorry, just goes 1 inning total. First pitch here to Jace Johnson, misses low and outside for ball 1. So 1 inning total for Trevor Morse, got 2 outs in the 4th and 1 out here in the 5th. Didn't give up a hit, but he walked 2, struck out 2, and they pull him out as he's on the verge of, he had 2 runners on. Balk is called. Balk is called as the pitch was delivered by Peyton Olds, so the Docs will have runners at second and third now. So at third base now is Justin Jenks running for Parker Burke, the catcher, and Cade Johnson at second. At the plate, Jace Johnson with 2 outs and a 1-0 count. Olds delivers in a strike. So the 2 runners on base would go to Trevor Morse's total if they were to come in, but right now he pitched 1 inning, didn't give up a hit, didn't give up any runs at the moment, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. The 1-1 pitch just outside, 2 balls and a strike for Jace. Two-one count. Go-ahead run 90 feet from home for the Docs here as we get in the later stages of this ball game. Strike taken on the inside corner. Johnson was up on his tiptoes, kind of sliding out of the way of that pitch. Jace thought that one was coming in at him, but it cut back in on the inside corner. 2-2 count with 2 away. Runners at second and third. Peyton Olds trying to wrap things up in the top of the 5th, keep it tied. And he will do so. Hits the outside corner for strike 3 for Jace Johnson. His 3rd strikeout of the game. So no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's in a tie ball game 2-2 with the Fairfield Expos on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
First pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning comes in. Strike 1 to Jace Parkinson. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game as Evan Corbin continues to throw for the Docs. Ground ball, third base side, foul for strike 2. Doc Stewart's had an opportunity to try and grab the lead there in the top of the 5th, but left 2 runners on in scoring position. And so we are still tied 2-2 here with an 0-2 count for Jace Parkinson. We'll try and get in a legal ID here in just a moment for those on the radio side of things. The 0-2 from Corbin, off speed. Ground ball, comebacker goes under the glove. Backhanded by Watson, throw to first. Not in time, just late by a half of a step. Infield single for Jace Parkinson. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on the score.
Now batting, designated hitter Cy Dempsey.
Cy Dempsey will bat. He is 0 for 1 with a double, or excuse me, he is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So the go-ahead runner now on base for the Expos. 1-0 from Corbin, misses inside. So the Docs tied it up in the top of the 4th. The Expos had the go-ahead run in scoring position in the bottom of the 4th. They couldn't bring one around to score. Docs had the go-ahead runner in scoring position in the top of the 5th. Couldn't bring him in. Now a runner on base for the Expos here in the bottom of the 5th. And we'll see if they can do anything with it. Strike taken by Dempsey gives him a 2-1 count with 1 out and 1 on. Nobody out, excuse me. Pop fly out to right field. Now there is 1 out. Catch made by Braxton Dill. 1 down, and Dempsey back to the dugout as Aaron Strong will get a chance to bat. Docs Baseball on the Score brought to you by our friends at Flyaway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts. If you're looking to get out and get around again after maybe you've had a long COVID break where you have not gotten out of town in a long time, well, check in with Flyaway Travel on West Harvard Avenue there in Roseburg. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Aaron Strong, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a single in the third inning, right back up the middle. I think that was the one. Well, maybe. Might have been the one that nearly took off Evan Corbin's head. Corbin misses high and inside, a 2-0 count. At first base, Parkinson, leadoff batter, reaching on a single. 2-0 pitch for Evan Corbin. The righty just misses outside to go to a 3-0 count. Have not seen any action going on in the bullpen for the Docs. Evan Corbin into his 5th inning of work has allowed 4 hits and the 2 runs. Oof. Pitch misses by inches, and it is a 4-pitch walk issued to Aaron Strong. So we'll bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher with runners at first and second and 1 out. Coming in to run at first base.
Now batting third baseman.
That'll be Blake.
Robles.
Blake Costal is running at first. Just 1 out. Doc's looking for a ground ball here. In the dirt, knocked down by Parker Burke, sliding to his right to keep that one in front of him. 1-0 count to Aiden Robles, the third baseman. Robles popped out to the pitcher on a bunt attempt in the third inning. Also has been hit by a pitch and scored a run. 1-0 count for Evan Corbin. Misses high and away. Two balls, no strikes. Corbin struggling to find the zone here against the last couple of hitters. His 2-0 pitch. Grounder third base side goes foul. Took a late hop and like a cobra trying to strike the neck of Chase Johnson there down the line. Johnson trying to chase that one into foul territory with a backhand, and it took a late hop and bounced right up at his head and over him. The natural turf here is going to give you some different hops than what these guys are used to than playing back at home on the artificial turf at Champion Car Wash Field. Robles with a 2-1 count after the foul ball. 1 away. Runners at first and second. Strike taken on the outside corner on a breaking ball that sits nicely at the knees by Evan Corbin. So Robles back in, a 2-2 count. Strikeout would be big here for Corbin. Swing and a miss. He gets it. Throw down to second base. Almost got it there in time to get Parkinson. Oh, and the hitter came across. They're going to call hitter's interference on Aiden Robles, blocking the throwing path of Parker Burke as he tried to throw to second base. Coach Brad Hansen's going to plead a case here to try and make a case that shouldn't have been the call, but as it stands, it'll be a double play on the interference. Parkinson out at second base, and that'll wrap things up in the top of the 5th. Docs get a break there. We stay tied at 2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Roseburg, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and Fairfield, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the ballgame as we start the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Daniel Withers, who has the 2 hits in the game for the Docs, to lead things off against Peyton Olds. Olds skips in the first pitch for ball 1. Daniel Withers, first at bat against Olds. So the book is closed on Trevor Morse. He pitched 1 inning. Gave up no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-0, Withers chops one third base side, shorthanded, the throw to from third in time to get Withers. Robles with a spectacular play, charging in, short hops it, and then gets a strong throw on the run across the diamond to retire Withers for the first time today. Well, that was some stellar defense, some great glove work there by Robles at third, 1 out. Dominic Titone will bat 0 for 1 today with a walk his last time up. Olds out of the windups, fires in and gets a swing and a miss out of Dom. Start off the at-bat. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com. Call them at 541-459-1545. Titone pops one up foul and out of the stadium for strike 2. Now would be a good time to try and get in touch. This heat wave, just let that be a gentle reminder that it is probably good to have your heating and cooling system checked, and Barnes can do that for you. The 0-2 pitch, Titone takes outside. Now, they might be busy with this heat stretch coming up here. They're probably busy getting out there servicing a lot of air conditioning units. The 1-2 pitch, Titone pops up foul again, stays alive at the plate. The 1-2 count for Dominic Titone came inside. He'll take it off the front shoulder, hit by pitch to put a runner on with 1 out. So, let's see here. That is the first hit batter for Peyton Olds. That is the second hit batter for the Docs today. Dayton Hicks also hit one back in the 4th. That would have been Sebastian Watson. Eli Jacobs will bat, 1 out, 1 on. He takes low and outside, ball 1. Dom, a big secondary lead, has to race back to the bag, slides in safely. Behind the plate, Aaron Strong spotted Dom with a big secondary lead. Titone watched that ball outside in the dirt, thought, okay, if it gets away, I'm breaking early, and he had to race back to the bag to get in safely. The 1-0 pitch to Jacobs offers with the bunt attempt. Left the bat out there a little long. Tried to pull it back at the last second, but could not. 1-1 count for Peyton Olds. That ball foul third base side. A little tapper into foul territory. Strike 2. Eli Jacobs, after his 4 for 6 day yesterday, started out the game 4 for 4 yesterday. Today, a little different. He's 0 for 2 at the moment. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. A ball and 2 strikes for Peyton Olds with 1 out and 1 on. Ground ball, hard hit, right side, goes to the second baseman. Parkinson to Carrington. Back over to first, where DeShozo is there for the 4-6-3 double play. And the Expos get out of things in the top of the 6th inning. Keep this ball game tied at 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Back at Harry and David Field, where the Dr. Stewarts are in a tie ball game 2-2 against the Fairfield Expos. Gavin Arpaia at the plate. He's got an 0-2 count quickly here against Evan Corbin. Start things off in the bottom of the 6th. Ball popped up in the air. That one out of play, had gotten lost in the sun. Daniel Withers was standing on first trying to see where that ball was going and ends up in the stands. He had no clue where that ball was. So Gavin Arpaia at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He's got an 0-2 count from Evan Corbin. Got handcuffed it, a slow roller to second. Sebastian Watson fields and throws to first for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. We are tied at 2. Now 1 away for the Expos as Cody Bunkley will bat. Tied at 2. Here it's been a tight ball game. Docs tied it up in the 4th inning with 2 runs. The Expos took 2 in the home half of the 2nd inning to pull ahead of the Docs early on. First pitch, strike 1 to Cody Buckley. Foul ball will make it an 0-2 count. So Cody Buckley behind in the at-bat against Evan Corbin with nobody on and 1 away. High from Corbin, 1-2 count. Still no action down there in the bullpen for the Docs. They're riding with Evan here today. That would be big if he can go deep into this. He's already gone deep into this game. It's been big. Try and lessen the number of arms you got to throw to start out the tournament. Ball to right field. Braxton Dill out there, tracks that one towards the foul line and makes the catch to retire the second out here in the 6th. 2 down, it'll go to Bryce DeShozo. This is the 11th game on this Oregon swing for the Fairfield Expos. They're 8-2 on their trip to the Beaver State. And they're trying to start out the Coach K Classic with a win. But the Doc Stewarts, they are tied up with the Expos, trying to see if who's going to possibly try and win this one in the 7th inning. It could be a walk-off opportunity coming up for the Expos. First pitch fouled off by the lefty DeShozo, who struck out swinging against Evan Corbin his last time up. He'll take for a 1-1 count. Today's game are scoreboard updates. We had one of those for you recently. They're brought to you by Garrettson Building Supply. All your home improvement and outdoor living needs. Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for 99 years. Foul ball out of play down the left field side towards the hitting facilities here at Harry and David. I think Humboldt, they're down there hanging out, waiting for their chance to get ready to go for the game coming up next. Our game was a 1 o'clock start time, so we're an hour and a half into this one. No new innings after 2 hours, but we should be okay on that if we do end up going to extras. Pitch outside, 2-2 count for Evan Corbin against Bryce DeShozo. The 2-2 pitch pulled right side. That lands in a lot of open territory. Long run for Braxton Dill. He has to circle around it. The runner all the way to second in standing up for DeShozo. A 2-out double to right field. And DeShozo gets into scoring position. His second hit of the ball game. He is 2 for 3 with a single and a double now. And he'll bring up the 9-hitter, Drew Carrington, who had the RBI single in the 2nd inning. Carrington will have a chance to try and give the Expos a lead with a base hit. Evan Corbin delivers to the plate. Misses outside for ball 1. So Corbin will have to face another batter. Gets a pop fly high in the air. Carrington sends that one foul. Hit that about 300 feet, but into foul territory. Strike one, a 1-1 count. Back to second base will go DeShozo. One count. Corbin looks to second, fires in. That ball gets by Parker Burke. Up 90 feet will go DeShozo on the pass ball. 2 balls and a strike to Carrington. And at third base now, Bryce DeShozo, the go-ahead runner. 90 feet from home with 2 outs. Corbin needs 1 more out to keep this game tied going to the 7th. The 2-1 pitch. Pop fly foul. Can Corbin fight back and win this battle? Two count with 2 away. Carrington at the plate. Corbin delivers. Line drive out towards right field on the run. Braxton Dill is there, and there's the catch to wrap up the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's get out of the jam. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. As we go to the top of the 7th, the game is tied 2-2. Doc's coming up to bat on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here at Harry and David Field in Roseburg, in Medford, Roseburg. Dr. Stewart's coming up the bat in the top of the 7th inning. A 2-2 ball game. Peyton Olds on the mound will face Braxton Dill, Parker Burke, and Carson Dunn, your 3 hitters. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Docs, trying to see if they can give them a lead going to the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, swing and a miss for Braxton Dill. Strike 1. Dill is 0 for 1 in the game. Struck out last time up. Also has a walk. He has faced the first 2 pitchers. He'll face the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Expos for the first time. Dill puts this one in the air out towards right center. This one's going to drop in the alley. Dill is heading for second. He is muscling in. He's going to get the hold sign at second base. Will head back to the bag, and he's in with a stand-up double to get things started for the Docs here in the 7th. Braxton Dill finding the alley in right center. That ball splitting the difference between Rhoda and Buckley. The center fielder and right fielder both chasing that ball down all the way to the warning track. And Braxton Dill gets the Doc Stewart started here in the 7th with their 3rd hit of the game. It'll bring up Parker Burke to bat. And I think we're getting some defensive changes. So the center fielder's getting a new glove. And they're going to bring in a 5th infielder? They're bringing in a 5th infielder and putting only 2 players in the outfield as they go with an extreme bunt defense. And I thought maybe I caught a smile on the face of Coach Jeremiah Robbins down there, but I don't know. So they go with an extreme bunt shift, and Parker Burke didn't show a bunt. He'll take strike 1 from Peyton Olds. So Expos expecting a sacrifice bunt to try and move the go-ahead run 90 feet closer to home. They bring in a fifth infielder. Parker Burke is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. He does square to bunt, and he misses for strike 2. And so now they're going to go back to your traditional setup. The center fielder, it was Noah Rhoda that came in to play on the right side of the diamond, kind of around where second base is. He got a different glove to do it, but he goes back out to center field with that same glove, probably a little smaller for an infielder's glove. So now an 0-2 count for Parker Burke. He squares to bunt anyways. He puts it back to the mound. The runner will get to third, so the Docs still execute the sack bunt. With 2 strikes against Parker Burke, he comes through, and running immediately was Braxton Dill, so he didn't give the pitcher Peyton Olds really any other choice than to go to first for the out there. So a sack bunt by Burke, 1 away, and the Docs have the go-ahead runner at third. They will play in again. They know that Carson Dunn is a guy that has shown a bunt. In fact, Dunn he had a bunt in the third that wasn't for a sacrifice. It was an attempt to try and bunt his way on. He also laid down a sack bunt in the fifth. So they are playing in, especially with the runner at third and less than 2 outs. They'll play to try and cut the run off at home, but they, I think, also may be expecting that Carson Dunn may try to lay down one here. First pitch, Dunn not showing a bunt. He takes inside for ball 1. Noah Rhoda in center field did come in and got his outfielder's glove back on, so he's out in center field. Sack fly would do the trick for the Docs here. The 1-0 pitch. Dunn tried to get it in the air, but swings and misses for strike 1. Dunn has made contact every time at the plate, but it's all been on bunts. The 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 2. There's 1 out. Go-ahead run at third base for the Docs here in the top of the 7th, trying to eke out a win against the Fairfield Expos to start out the Coach K Classic. The Expos will have their at-bats coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Dunn gets a piece and fouls it off, stays a 1-2 count. Coming up for the Expos will be the top of their order in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if it's Evan Corbin that comes out to try and finish off the game, or at least keep it going into extras. So 1-2 pitch here for Carson Dunn. Pops it up. Shallow center field, though. Dill tagging at third. Rhoda with the catch. Will throw in, and his throw holds the runner at third. So Dunn got it in the air, but he could not get it deep enough to try and drive in Braxton Dill from third base. There's 2 away, and it'll go to Cade Johnson at the top of the order. Johnson looking for a hit. He has been walked twice. The only time he didn't walk in this game, he grounded out to second base. So top of the order here for the Docs with 2 outs and a runner at third, tied 2-2 in the 7th. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Peyton Olds came into this game back in the 5th inning with the game already tied. So he came in. He is possibly could get a win if the Expos score in the bottom of the 7th to win it. We are tied at 2. Doc's trying to pull ahead as they visit out to the mound for the general manager. The coach, Brad Hansen, heads out to the rubber to have a conversation with the team. Quick visit there. Gives us a chance, though, to let you know today's game has been sponsored by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Cade Johnson back in. A 1-0 pitch coming up from Peyton Olds with Braxton Dill at third. Inside again. Missing. It's a 2-0 count for Cade Johnson. Docs with just 3 hits in this ball game, but a leadoff double by Braxton Dill here in the 7th has them closing in on possibly taking their first lead of the day. Foul ball by Cade. He's got a 2-1 count. Two-one pitch. Cade Johnson against Peyton Olds. He squares to bunt, takes high and inside. 3-1 count. That one really buzzing the tower there. Docs have done the safety squeeze a couple of times this season to try and drive in a run from third. 3-1 pitch to Cade Johnson. Low and inside for ball 4, and he walks him. So third walk of the game for Cade Johnson.
Now batting, second baseman Sebastian Watson.
Brings up Sebastian Watson with runners on the corners and 2 down. It'll be interesting to see what the Docs decide to do on the base paths with runners on the corners. Good speed and Dill and Johnson out there. Good speed at the plate and Sebastian Watson as well. First pitch hits the inside corner right at the belly button for strike 1. Docs with the go-ahead run at third. Here in the top of the 7th with 2 out. Runner going from first. A strike called. The catcher couldn't get the handle on the ball out of the glove, so in safely goes Cade Johnson to second. It's an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes to Sebastian Watson with 2 away. The 0-2 pitch from Olds. Line drive up the middle. Docs will take the lead. 1 run scores. They're sending Johnson to the plate. The throw by Rhoda is offline, and scoring is Cade Johnson. Watson to second base as the Docs will take a 4-2 lead on the single by Sebastian Watson. Four to 2. Sebastian Watson comes through with the single on his first hit of the game.
Now batting third baseman.
He ends up at second on the throw to the plate. Scoring was Braxton Dill from third and Cade Johnson from second. Docs lead 4-2 here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Jace Johnson bats. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Jace Johnson bats with Sebastian Watson at second base. So the Docs come through with a clutch hit here in the 7th inning. Braxton Dill led it off with his double to get into scoring position, and Sebastian Watson, a 2-out single, puts the Docs on top. The 0-1, a look back to second for Olds. Docs baseball brought to you by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1-1 count for Jace Johnson. So, for the Doc Stewarts, they're now 3 outs away from getting a win to start out things in the Coach K Classic here in Medford. And getting some revenge against Fairfield after losing to them back on June 15th. Swing and a miss by Johnson. Chases a pitch sliding away from him outside. Johnson is 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts, looking to turn that luck around in this at-bat. A base hit here would be big. Chance for a little bit of redemption for Jace. The 1-2 pitch with 2 away. Takes a breaking ball, strike 3. Everybody knew it. So that will finish off the top of the 7th inning, but the Docs get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. Docs lead 4-2. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Docs 3 outs away from getting a win on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We go to the bottom of the 7th as we welcome you back to Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com, where the video stream is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. 4-2, Doc's in front of the Fairfield Expos. A 1-0 pitch from Evan Corbin, pulled into right field by the leadoff man here in the 7th inning for Fairfield. The lefty pulling that one. And that was a new man at the plate getting a pinch hit appearance. That was Grant Kerr with a pinch hit single to right field.
Now batting second baseman Jace Parkinson.
Grant Kerr leads off the 7th with a single to right field. Brings the game-tying run to the plate for the Expos. First pitch fouled away for strike one to Jace Parkinson, who will bat. Parkinson is 1 for 3. He hits one in the air to left field. And it'll be Carson Dunn that calls off Eli Jacobs. They were both there right in the area of that one. Jacobs could have had it. Dunn takes it instead. One away. Doc's 2 outs away from picking up the win. Grant Kerr got the pinch hit. And then the runner re-entering the game is Noah Rhoda. So he took back over at first base. Re-enters as a starter. First pitch, strike one from Evan Corbin, who's trying to go the distance today for the win. Cy Dempsey, the 3-hitter at the plate, is 1 for 2 today with a double and a walk. He bats with 1 out and 1 on. He fouls off the 0-1 pitch for strike 2. Doc's Baseball also brought to you today by B&D Meats down in Winston. I mean, it's going to be hot to be grilling, but, you know, if you're going to be cooking, you might as well do it outside in front of the grill rather than in the house and warming it all up. So head down to B&D Meats, pick up something to put on the grill this weekend down in Winston. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, a 1-2 count. Waiting on deck is Aaron Strong, the on-deck hitter, brought to you by Budget Lumber. They're always striving to be lumber one. Ooh, the 1-2 pitch not off by much. 2-2 count. Doc's leading 4-2. Bottom of the 7th, the Expos 1 out, 1 on. Outside on the 2-2 pitch from Corbin. The count goes full to Dempsey. Dempsey batting as the designated hitter for the pitcher position. 3-2 pitch. He puts it in the air out to center field. Carson Dunn drifting back to dead center field. He's underneath it for the second out. Dunn has gotten them both. And there's 2 outs. Doc's 1 out away from getting a win to start off the Coach K Classic. Checking our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. The tournament scoreboard has the Medford Mustangs beating the Chico Nuts 2-1 to start out things. That one over at North Medford High School. So that is your first final of the tournament. Medford beating Chico. Up to bat, Aaron Strong. The catcher takes outside for ball 1. One-0 count. Strong is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Swings through the 1-0 pitch. Evan Corbin gave up 2 runs in the second inning on 2 hits. There was a hit batter in there as well and an error. But he has been getting strong as the game goes on. He's just continued to be strong and difficult for the hitters as he gets another swing and a miss by Aaron Strong, and that'll bring us to the chance for the Docs to secure it here. Evan Corbin trying to go for the complete game victory. The 1-2 pitch to Aaron Strong. Outside. Two-two count. At first base is Noah Rhoda. Aaron Strong at the plate. The 2-2 from Corbin. Lifted in the air. Going back, Carson Dunn. camps underneath it, and the Doc Stewarts come back for a 4-2 win over the Fairfield Expos. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one runner left on base is the final tally on the 7th inning for the Expos. The Doc Stewarts get a big win here in the first game from the Coach K Classic. Your final score again, 4-2. The Doc Stewarts winners today against the Fairfield Expos. The Docs will go to 7-5 on the season. For Fairfield, they go to 37-10. And the Docs will go to 1-0 in the Coach K Classic, and Fairfield goes to 0-1. We'll have your post-game show coming up next, where we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart. Stick around. We'll have a recap of the game when we return on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts are a winner today over the Fairfield Expos. 4-2 your final score as we get our final look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Shop local. Shop Garrettson Building Supply for all your home improvement and outdoor living needs. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for 99 years. The win goes to the Doc Stewarts, who improved to 7-5 on the season. The Expos fall to 37-10. I think I misstated their record earlier. 37-10, the record now for the Expos as they fall in this one. Your final numbers: 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base for the Docs. And for the Expos, 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors for the Expos. Getting the win, Evan Corbin goes to 3-0 on the season. Peyton Olds takes the loss in this one. Looking at your scoring recap, the Expos scored twice in the bottom of the second inning. Drew Carrington drove in the first run of the ball game after Aiden Robles got on with a hit by pitch, and then on an error on the hit by Noah Rhoda, that allowed another run to come in to score, and the Expos took a 2-0 lead. The Doc Stewarts, though, tied it up in the top of the fourth inning. It was a one-out single by Daniel Withers that drove in Cade Johnson and Sebastian Watson, who had gotten on a walk and a hit by pitch to get on base, and that would get the game tied. Nobody would score until the seventh inning when the Doc Stewarts get a two-out single by Sebastian Watson to drive in 2 runs. Braxton Dill reached on a leadoff double, got on base, and then Cade Johnson, a walk and a stolen base, got him into scoring position, and he scored on that single by Watson as well. That gave the Docs a 4-2 lead. Evan Corbin closes it out in the 7th inning. Gave up a leadoff single, but then fly ball out to center, fly ball out to center, fly ball out to center, and that was the way the ball game ended. Doc Stewarts get the win and a little revenge against the Expos, and they start out the Coach K Classic with a 1-0 record. We'll go ahead and take our final break here in the post-game show. When we come back, we'll look at pitching and offensive numbers, and then we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Docs Baseball streaming online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
It's Chris. 2016, I got lymphoma stage 3 cancer and went through radiation for 6 months. I was exhausted all the time, and that's when I found One Peak Medical. My family life got better because I was more attentive and more energy. Because of One Peak Medical, I'm back doing everything I love to do.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Well, again, the Doc Stewarts get a win, 4-2 on top of the Fairfield Expos. A big win to finish out, a big win to start out things here in the Coach K Classic. Docs will be back to action coming up early tomorrow morning, so I got to get home, get some work done, and try to go to bed early tonight because it'll be an early start time to get back down here to Medford for tomorrow's game against the Humboldt Eagles. But wrapping one up here today, Docs a big win, scoring 2 in the 7th inning for the 4-2 victory against the Fairfield Expos. Taking a look at the pitching numbers, getting the win, Evan Corbin, 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He hit 1 batter as well. On the other side, taking the loss, Peyton Olds went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter as well. Olds takes the loss. Dayton Hicks started the game. He went 3 1/3 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batter as well. Trevor Morris came on in relief. He pitched just 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in his appearance. But a complete game victory for Evan Corbin, who will continue to be, I think, sub-1 on his ERA. He gives up just the 1 earned run over 7 innings. Evan Corbin now at 18 innings worked. He's got a 3-0 record in 3 starts this season for the Doc Stewarts. He has been exactly what they hoped he'd be this season. I think the team's already out of here. They're probably loading up and getting ready to head home for their early day tomorrow as well. So we'll start wrapping it up here as well. So those are your pitching numbers today. Meanwhile, for the batters for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, the visiting team today, just 4 hits. 1 for Sebastian Watson. That was the 2 RBI single that gave the Docs the lead in the 7th inning. He ends up finishing 1 for 3, hit by a pitch and scored a run as well, had the 2 RBI. Daniel Withers had a nice day at the plate, goes 2 for 3 with 2 singles and 2 RBI. He drove in the first 2 runs of the game for the Doc. This game would not have finished the way it did if it had not been for the leadoff double by Braxton Dill in the 7th inning. He had the big hit there, eventually scored the go-ahead run, and then Cade Johnson scored twice in this game. Drew 3 walks in this matchup and scored twice. His final run scored was a little bit of insurance for the Doc Stewarts there in the 7th. So the Doc Stewarts get the win on the 4 hits there. On the other side for the Fairfield Expos, Grant Kerr got a pinch hit. He had a single. Jace Parkinson had a single, was 1 for 4. Cy Dempsey was 1 for 3 with a double. Aaron Strong was 1 for 3 with a single. Then let's see here. Bryce DeShozo, 2 for 3 in the game with a single and a double, scored a run. And Drew Carrington was 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the matchup as well. So that's a look at the numbers here today for the Fairfield Expos. Their next game coming up in the tournament. Let's take a look-see here. Fairfield will have their next game coming up tomorrow. They play just 2 games tomorrow. They play at 3 o'clock against Las Vegas at North Medford High School, and then they will play at 6 o'clock tomorrow against Klamath Falls at North Medford High School. So they've got 2 games tomorrow. The Doc Stewarts play a game coming up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at North Medford High School against the Humboldt Eagles, who are coming up next here at Harry and David Field. Klamath Falls and Humboldt getting started at 4 o'clock. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us here today. It is time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game, awarding 1 player in today's game with a $25 gift certificate based off of their performance in the matchup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. And, boy, there for a bit I was thinking it would be either Daniel Withers, who had the 2 for 3 day with 2 RBI, maybe Sebastian Watson, who came through with the clutch hit to drive in 2, but you can't overlook what Evan Corbin did on the mound, a complete game performance. Scattered 7 hits, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a hit batter. He gave up the lead early, but then settled in and really pitched strong the rest of the way. In fact, he didn't give up a run after the 2nd inning and didn't allow more than a couple of runners to get into scoring position the rest of the way. So he did a good job pitching to contact, letting his defense help him out. And Evan Corbin is today's Mountain Mike's Pitcher Player of the Game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. All right, we will pack it up and head home. We'll be back down here in Medford tomorrow morning for the 9 o'clock start to Game 2 of the Coach K Classic for the Doc Stewarts. It'll be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with a pregame at 8:45, so we'll check in with you guys then. As for today, I want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs for hosting us here in the Coach K Classic, to the Fairfield Expos for being today's opponent, and to head coach Jeremiah Robbins, the entire American Legion Baseball program in Roseburg, for allowing us to bring you another season of Docs Baseball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production today, and as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We'll catch up with you tomorrow morning at 8:45 when the Docs take on the Humboldt Eagles here in the Coach K Classic Day 2 action from North Medford High School. We'll have the action for you streaming live online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.